Well, g'day fishers. That time of the week, it's a Friday, which means it's fishing report time. And I tell you what, this time of year would have to be, I think, the best time of year to fish Port Stephens. Why? Well, the water's warm in the bay, the water's warm offshore with that East Australian current pushing in. Everything's just happening at the moment. If you want to fish the beaches, if you want to fish the rocks, if you want to fish inside the bay, if you want to fish offshore, if you want to fish the shelf, it's all happening all the way through. So we're getting the bay. Now the bay this week has seen some extraordinary catches. This week there's been cobia caught in the bay. There's been snapper caught in the bay. There's been mulloway caught in the bay. There's been some cracking flatties and some good whiting. So the bay is fishing quite well at the moment, that's for sure. We're coming up to some bigger tides with the new moon. But that should be pretty good this weekend. Weather looks sensational. Light northerlies all weekend. It's going to be nice and warm. So how good is it at the moment? So what's been happening? Like I said, cobia caught in the bay this week. I think you'll find that's a bit of an odd catch, but a good catch. But you never know. I've seen them off the wharf there at Salamander. I've also seen them on the wreck at Salamander as well, around the anchorage. So they do swim. Fish do swim, actually. There you go. There's a big red hot tip right there. So anything can happen at the moment. Mulloway down the breakwall. So a few nice mulloway caught at the breakwall. Young KO, I mention him every week, and that's because he gets out there fishing. Unlike most of us that maybe get 1 day a week, he's 7 days a week. So he goes to school, goes fishing, goes to school, go home, eat, sleep, repeat. But he's casting a few plastics vibes off the breakwall and got some school mulloway. So did really well there. So good to see that happening at the moment. That fly is annoying me. We'll get rid of that one. So bay fishing well, like I said, some good flatties around the shortcuts, fishing really well over towards Tea Gardens there. So some really, really nice fish there over at the shortcut at the moment. So definitely worth a shot over there. That fly is definitely annoying me. It's that time of year. Flies are gathering humidity. We'll get rid of him. I'm doing pretty well here. Keep with me, folks. Keep with me. So garfish at Shoal Bay Wharf too. So it's a lineup out there at the moment. If you're keen on catching garies, garies are moved in there. We've got some really nice baits with the garies as well. So we've got some brine garies in stock at the moment. Great snapper, big tailor baits and so forth from there. So really good baits at the moment. If you're keen on a feed, garies are good eating too. A few squid there at Shoal Bay. So bay are fishing really well at the moment. Now off the rocks, pelagic season has started. Heard a whisper of a couple of longtails, not many, but I think it's a little bit early on the longtails, but you never know, that water's warming up. Did hear of cobia caught off the rocks this week though. So like I said, there was a couple in the bay that have been sneaking around the rocks as well. They're a funny species that will just turn up anywhere. A few snapper off the rocks as well. So not big fish around that 2 kilo mark, but right on first light at the moment. Unweighted baits being the ticket there if you're keen on floating a few baits in the washes at the moment. Plenty of bonito around all those points. If you want to spin up a bonito, you'll find a few bonito. A couple of big kings chasing them around as well. If you're keen on throwing a few stick baits around, I think you'll find a few kings off the rocks at the moment as well. So it looks pretty good off the rocks this weekend. Low swell, nor'easters, but the early morning will be the go, that's for sure. Now on the beaches, still some good whiting around. Phenomenal season on the whiting at the moment. Any of the beaches are holding whiting. I think Fingal's pretty good. I haven't had a look at the last week. I haven't had time, but I think the redweed has sort of dissipated on Fingal. It's always worth a walk up towards the spit there at the moment. Likewise, down off Wunny and Samurai, some nice gutters on Samurai as well. I know there was a nice mulloway caught off Samurai this week as well. So definitely beaches worth a go. Those northerlies, Barubia will be worth a shot too for some whiting early morning. Some good tides there at the moment, high tide early in the morning at the moment. So worth a shot on the beaches this weekend. Now offshore, look, some good, even though the water's warm, 23 to 24 degrees inshore, some good snapper around, believe it or not, in the shallows. So if you're keen on doing that, we've got some good tides to fish a burley trail unweighted bait, so some good snap around, especially at North Rock there at Broughton. The big gibber there, it's a little bit deeper, but the big gibber. Mungo Reef, there's been a few reds there, but plenty of bonito. Also a good spot to try and find a cobia as well. Now around the washes, Little Island there's plenty of bonito, worth a shot. I think I've mentioned this before. Throwing either a gari, a pilly, or a slab of slime into the washes there at first light, I reckon you'll get a nice red there at the moment too. Cobia around Big Island. Heard of a few cobes caught around Big Island this week. Just to report, Thursday afternoon, gentleman came in, said he caught a cobia, around about 15 kilos. So, now the cobia, live baits are the go, but you can anchor, you can burley, you can throw out slab baits. They're one of those species that can be a little bit difficult to target, but they just turn up. So that's the deal with those at the moment. Now, dolphin fish on the fad. You want to get there early before the trailer boats just crowd around it. Just remember, there's plenty of dolphin fish outside the fad. I think your live baiting will be worth the shot with those bigger fish. And get a livey down about 10 metres. You'll find those bigger fish will be hanging down a little bit deeper at the moment. Now, on the shelf this week, some good reports this week. Black and striped marlin on the edge there. It's what Port Stephens is famous for, I think. And this week was no exception. Some really good numbers this week. Scotty on the Freedom getting 6, or I should say Benny and Dillo on the Freedom getting 6. Striped marlin and black marlin there. Calypso again, 5 or 6, I think, the other day, yesterday as well. There's that fly again. I'm doing well here. Another bunch of fish yesterday out on the shelf there. I managed a quick trip out. We had a good day of just me and a mate. We fished, the two of us, skip baiting. It was quite windy. We went 7 from 8, 5 black marlin and 2 striped marlin skip baiting. So definitely worth a shot on the shelf this weekend if you're a keen marlin fisherman. Make the most of it. There's plenty of bait out there, and like I said, stripes and blacks out there. It's looking pretty good, and I think this weekend looks red hot. So give it a crack. Anyway, that's the fishing report this week. I'm going to go and deal with this fly. Unfortunately, it's going to be a dead fly in about 30 seconds. Anyway, have a good week. Enjoy your weekend.